Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. No, I can't fucking do it. I can't pronounce my T's. I can't do this intro. Alright, what's up? Welcome back everyone. So today we're going to be looking at an absolutely unholy abomination of a combination of channels. Shit dude, that was fucking bars. Alright, so we're going to be looking at Ben Shapiro on prageru. So we get to lose double the brain cells. And I actually haven't watched this video in advance like I normally do. I'm going in completely blind. All I know is the title and that Ben Shapiro is involved. And the combination of the two shows that this video is going to be amazing. Alright, let's get into it.
Congratulations, graduates. Your days of indoctrination in wokeism are behind you. Your worries about being graded down because you wouldn't say America is systemically racist? Over. Your fears that you'd be socially shunned because of your failure to decry the evils of capitalism? Done. Yes, you've been liberated. Next up, the real world, where merit is rewarded, diversity of opinion is welcomed, and the free and open exchange of ideas is celebrated. Just kidding. The truth is, many of you are about to move from the ivory tower of the authoritarian left to, well, probably the glass and steel tower of the authoritarian left. Today's business behemoths have also become bastions of woke thought.
Okay, first of all, that fake laugh. What the fuck, dude?
Just kidding.
That's horrible. And second of all, did he just call businesses authoritarian left? Yet Joseph Stalin, known business lover. I swear these people call anything they dislike authoritarian left. Ben Shapiro and prageru are funded by billionaires and huge corporations. How can he call them authoritarian left when he's funded by them? You know, when I think of Elon Musk union busting, my first thought is socialist.
Terrified of discrimination lawsuits and all the time, money, and bad PR, they bend to every woke diktat that blows through their HR departments.
So the reason businesses are becoming quote-unquote woke, as Ben says, is because it makes them money. They can see the way society is progressing and it's moving towards trans and gay rights. And of course they want to stay on the right side of history. It isn't because businesses are far left, that's just insane. It's because they want to make money. If only there was a name for a system where companies did whatever they could to make money, no matter how slimy the methods are.
Corporations spend millions on useless diversity compliance officers.
What the fuck is a diversity compliance officer? Do they like shoot a white person every time a black person leaves the company? How do I get this position?
Whose sole purpose is to insulate them from an ever-expanding list of discrimination claims, but most especially, racism. That's why within the first few days on the job, you will likely be subjected to an orientation taught by a devotee of Ibram X. Kendi or Robin DiAngelo. During a day-long struggle session, this anti-racist consultant will inform you that, if you're white, you must become less white.
What the fuck, dude? I really hope no one's taking him seriously here. This just doesn't happen. Google changing their Twitter profile picture to a gay pride flag is not white genocide. Don't get me wrong though, I wish it was. No, but seriously, like a big company not allowing racism within their employees and within their company is completely reasonable. Not only is it good PR, it's also just basic morality. Ben is literally advocating for companies to not discourage racism here. You know, what happened to the free market and letting companies do whatever they want? You know, my First Amendment rights and all that.
And if you're a person of color, a POC, you are a victim.
Yeah, every black person is a victim of racism, every trans person is a victim of transphobia. You know, we could change that and that's what we're moving towards. People of color have a much worse spawn point, if you will. This is due to years of redlining and segregation that has led to this. If you shoot someone and then make shooting someone illegal, that doesn't make the gunshot wound go away. We have to actually tender to and care for the gunshot wound and the victim. In this case, that being people of color. I know that sounds like super SJW-y, but I can't really do the topic justice in such a short amount of time. Like, it's really hard to compact so much information and so much history into, what, like 10 seconds? And I don't want this video to just be me talking about systemic racism for 30 minutes, so I'll probably end up making another video explaining it at some point in the future.
Corporations cater to their squeakiest customers, and the authoritarian left is nothing if not squeaky. It threatens boycotts and company-destroying publicity if businesses refuse to comply with its demands.
The demands being that you simply just don't be racist. You know, all of these huge companies have no problem doing it. Again, you know, the free market let people shop wherever they want. What happened to freedom of business, Ben? Also, I'd like to point out that Ben literally boycotted both Nike and Gillette. You know, it's fine when the right does it because it's the left being woke and taking over, but when the left does it, it's because they want to murder all white people.
According to a study by James Bailey and Hillary Phillips, as reported in the Harvard Business Review, a generic corporation identified as apolitical or liberal saw no blowback from a panel of prospective consumers. But a generic corporation identified as conservative saw a 33% drop in opinion, entirely driven by participants who identified as Democrats.
Wait, what? Yeah, of course Democrats don't like it when companies are conservative. Liberals don't like conservative values? Holy shit, my mind has just been blown. What the fuck? What next? Are liberals gonna start voting for liberals instead of conservatives? This is Orwell's nightmare. This is 1984.
Will likely send out regular company-wide emails assuring you that he or she or she is on the right side of history and pledging millions of dollars in support of whatever the leftist cause du jour happens to be.
You know what? After some reconsideration and a lot of thought, I realize Ben is right. I think we should unionize to show these woke corporations who's really boss and who's in control. I am genuinely surprised though that Ben doesn't realize that companies want to appeal to their consumers.
And you'll be forced to echo these messages or seek employment elsewhere. Corporations, above all, are risk-averse and controversy-averse.
What? No, you're not forced to talk about wokeness to everyone you meet. The quote-unquote demands are just like, don't be racist. It shouldn't be that hard to follow. Also, again, what happened to the free market and freedom of choice? If you don't like that companies aren't racist, just work somewhere else. Start your own company, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, you know, all that jazz.
This means that they are petrified of their own woke workers and cater to them in order to avoid media-manufactured blowback. While apolitical staffers and conservatives may constitute the majority of employees at any company, the corporate heads are driven by fear of a vocal ideological minority.
Wait, why is he combining apolitical and conservative in this stat? That's so disingenuous. If you combine liberal and apolitical, then you probably get the majority there too, since liberals won the last election, and are therefore the majority of the country. Conservatism and apoliticism are two very different things. Also, why is he saying liberals and not the left, since he was criticizing authoritarian socialists, was he not? If we want to talk about the authoritarian left, we talk about ideologies like Marxism, Leninism, and all the things that sprout off of that, such as Juche and Marxism, Leninism, Maoism. Prageru actually has a video separating leftists and liberals, so I'm not sure why Ben on Prageru is conflating the two. Liberals are not leftist, they're center-right at best. If we look at politics from the view of the entire world, then we'd realize that liberals are actually quite right-wing. But of course, Ben is a self-centered American, so he only looks at it from the American point of view. I can assure you Mao is not a big fan of capitalism, or sparrows, and I'm not a fan of capitalism either, being a leftist and not a liberal.
Which is why if you offend one of your fellow employees on a message board by suggesting that there are non-sexist reasons why men outnumber women in STEM jobs, you'll be summarily fired. No. Just ask James Damore of Google.
No, James Damore of Google was fired for writing a 10-page memo about how women are not biologically suited for coding. Literally, all you need to do to find this out is open any browser and just search, why was James Damore fired? Oh wait, I forgot. All big businesses are controlled by the authoritarian left, so of course they'd lie about it. You know, I have a question. How is this any different from what the Nazis do? You know, when I argue with Nazis online, at any point I make that they can't refute, they just call me a Jew, and they say it's the Jews lying about everything. You know, if I give some scientific proof that trans women are women or something like that, you know, they can compete in women's sports, they just say it's Jewish propaganda. You can never be wrong if you just say everything is propaganda from the other side.
Conservatives used to believe that what happened in college stayed in college. This was a colossal mistake. Slowly but surely, college radicals have re-normalized America's institutions. Let's talk about how. Author Nassim Nicholas Taleb discusses the process of renormalization in his book, Skin in the Game. Let's say you have a family of 4, including one daughter who only eats vegan. Mom now has a choice. She can cook 2 meals, one for the non-vegan family members and one for her daughter, or she can cook 1 meal with only vegan ingredients. She decides to cook only 1 meal.
Oh god, no, this is a terrible hypothetical. So let's change it. Let's say that you're at a birthday party and 75% of the people there are white supremacists and the other 25% are black, and they both hate each other. The white supremacists hate the black people for being born, and the black people hate the white supremacists for hating them. Which one, ethically speaking, should you kick out? Obviously the white supremacists. Just because it's the majority doesn't mean it's right or good, or should be accommodated for more. Ben is basically saying that if it's the majority, it's correct, even though liberals are the majority of the country, hence why they won the election.
This is renormalization of the family unit, which has converted from majority non-vegan to vegan. Now, says Taleb, have the family attend a barbecue with 3 other families. The host has to make the same choice mom did, make 1 meal or make 2. This process of renormalization, the new normal, continues until broader and broader numbers have been moved by one inflexible person. The same holds true in corporations. All it takes, according to physicist Serge Gallum, is a tipping point, a certain percentage of the population joining an inflexible movement and demanding change from a less than motivated majority.
Again, this is just disingenuous from Ben, because vegans and meat eaters can live in harmony and together, whereas women, black people, and trans people cannot live in harmony with those that want them dead. The marginalized people aren't the problem in this case just because they're a statistical minority. The majority is the problem because they're the ones that irrationally hate a group of people for no reason. Just because there are 5 bullies and 1 nerd doesn't mean the nerd should be the one punished, or that the bullies should receive accommodation. Ben, you should know about this with yourself being a massive fucking nerd.
Opinions. No, stop. Discussion is good for you. It makes your views stronger. It makes your views more durable. Gallum puts that number at approximately 20%. So, here's the good news. Renormalization can work in reverse, too. Here's how. Find a group of like-minded employees. Make demands that a majority of employees agree with. Be inflexible, and be loud. Band together to resist the intrusions of the radical left.
Wait, is Ben advocating for unionization? Yo, based Ben Shapiro? Yo, have I been getting it wrong this whole time? So it's just been a huge misunderstanding. Is Ben actually a socialist?
Donald McNeil of the New York Times lost his job because he used the N-word in describing why not to use the N-word. 150 woke staffers at the Times complained to the editors and got him canned. But there are 1,200 employees at the Times.
What? No. Again, this video is just being disingenuous. He didn't lose his job or get canned, as Ben said. He resigned. He chose to resign. Instead of working for the Times, he thought it'd be a better career option to write a 4-part essay on why the Times is bad. Ben's inferring with his language that the woke mob got him fired, when in reality it was his choice to leave the company.
What if even 200 of those employees had pushed back?
Nothing would have happened because he chose to leave.
You can lead the pushback. In fact, you should.
Pushback against what? Anti-racism? Is Ben encouraging people to be racist? I can't wait to see some fascist unions, dude.
Now, that may seem like a lot to ask. Why should a CEO listen to his youngest employees? Fair question. But here's the answer. They already do.
CEOs don't listen to their workers. That's why I hate them. Like I already said, the reason businesses are becoming quote-unquote woke is because that's the way society is progressing, and they don't want to be on the wrong side of history. You know, they don't want to pull a Ford.
It's 23-year-old woke staffers who are forcing these corporations to the left.
No, it isn't the employees. Like I already said, it's society that's forcing companies to become woke. That's such a dumb phrasing.
It's going to take 23-year-old non-left staffers to move them back. That means being smart. It means not making dumb mistakes on social media.
By dumb mistakes on social media, do you mean don't be mask-off racist on Twitter? What else could constitute a dumb mistake in Ben's eyes? I really want to know what he means by this.
It means building alliances with those who aren't motivated primarily by politics. But just as you were in college, you are now in opposing territory. And that requires fighting back in strategic ways. Be an advocate for truth and a warrior for liberty. Welcome to the real world and the real fight. I'm Ben Shapiro for Prager University.
That ending was so goddamn LARPy, holy shit. Do these people think they're like warriors of truth and science? Ben Shapiro is just a 37-year-old version of those 14-year-olds that make Nazi fan cams on Twitter. God, I'm so glad it's over. Anyway, thank you all for watching, it really means a lot to me. You getting this far in the video really helps me in the YouTube algorithm. If you could also leave a comment or a like or just any interaction with the channel, that'd be great. If you came here from a Twitter argument and you want to dislike the video, please also do that too, though I doubt if you'll hear from that you made it this far. I have a Twitch and a Discord, both links are in the description, along with all the sources used in this video. Thank you all for watching, and I love you.
They say now I'm gonna be honest, haven't heard your new project, but I'm sure it was great, I'm proud of you. I'm so sick of the comments, I keep reading the contents, thought that some would relate, it wasn't true. I served your sentence, I did it freely, now I can't do this if you don't need me. I've lost some friendships, a few too many, I get so anxious, then I stop breathing.